everyone, it's Michelle here. If you're new to the channel, I do unboxings and reviews over tech. So if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, consider subscribing. Now in today's episode, we're gonna be talking about and kind of reviewing the 90-watt RavPower USB-C charger brick thing. It does have inputs for 2, and we're gonna be looking at this, comparing it to the Apple branded charger brick, specifically for the laptops that are for Apple, or even anything for USB-C. So let's get into it. All right, so the biggest pro specifically about this RavPower compared to the Apple branded power brick is the size. Not only that, but this RavPower will give you 2, which for me is pretty big because of 2 of the biggest products that I travel with, or even here at home. This is the one that I use right next to my bed. It allows me to charge both my iPad Pro, which charges via USB-C, as well as my Nintendo Switch, because that's where I play it most, is in my bed. But also in the rare occasion that I want to bring in my laptop from the studio into my bedroom, I have a charger already, and it's nice that I don't have to travel with this huge brick. And this only gives me 1 input to charge. So not only are you able to charge 2 devices versus 1, the size is smaller. This one is actually only 87 watts, and again, this one is a 90 watt, which again will allow it to charge 2 pretty big, heavy devices, such as the MacBook Pro, iPad at the same time, or Switch, or any other devices that charges via USB-C. So as I mentioned before, I do use this in my room. This is my one charger that I have right next to me. I do also use the Nomad base charger to charge both my Apple Watch and iPhone. So as far as anything else that I need to charge, it's the iPad and the Switch. Now this one is also the one that I use when I travel. Again, it allows me to have 2 inputs, so I don't have to worry when it comes to USB-C products. I'm pretty good with just this one. I typically don't ever have to charge more than 2 at the same time. And even then, we're gonna go into kind of the cons. Now, there are several different brands, such as Anker comes out, has several different options. I believe Satechi, if that's how you pronounce it, also has. So I'm not saying this is the best one, because again, I don't have those others to compare. But the one thing that I'm trying to stray away from is having to spend, what, 80 bucks on an Apple branded charging brick, when there are a lot of third-party great brands, probably better than this one. So although I can talk about all the good things and why I love this specific one compared to the Apple, I am going to share with you a few cons. Now, going back to my laptop, I have a mid 2018 MacBook Pro. It's the 15-inch. When I do use those together to charge it, every now and again, I don't know why, it'll say that it's not charging. So on the battery indication, it'll show that it's connected, but it doesn't show that it's actually charging. So if anything, when I'm using heavy programs such as Adobe Premiere or Final Cut, it kind of stays and slowly decreases the battery. Again, I've never had an issue where it shuts down on me because I have it connected to this. So I never had that issue, but I do notice that when I'm doing like heavy programs, it's not charging at the normal rate, versus if you work to connect to an Apple branded charger, this thing right away has never failed as far as saying it's not charging. So that is kind of a con. Again, I'm not sure if maybe it's just this or if it's where I'm connecting it to. I don't know. But again, it usually fixes the problem when I'm done with the programs and I just kind of let it idle charge and not use the laptop. It'll charge to 100%. Or if I'm only doing a little bit of web surfing, or if I'm just listening to music, it will charge over time to 100%. So as far as, even though this is a higher wattage than this one, I will say that this charges your laptop when using it slower than if you have it charged on the Apple. So if battery life is a huge issue with you, if maybe you are one that uses your laptop like aggressively and you're draining the battery constantly and you need something super, super reliable, then there is when, compared to these two, I will tell you to get the Apple branded one. But if you're like me who, yes, I do use this for like work stuff, so you know, when normal work hours, as long as I have it connected, I'm pretty much fine. Even if I step away for like 15 minutes, that charges it to a good amount. But again, I hardly ever have my laptop less than 30%, like ever. And also just to kind of prevent that, to make sure that all the power is going to my laptop when I am working on it and my primary use is like work, I won't have the other USB-C charger plugged in to anything else. Now I do swap when I travel. I do tend to bring my iPad and my laptop and switch depending on where I'm going and what the reason is. But I never had an issue of where I have to charge all three devices at the same time. If it's work, it's 100% laptop, so my battery and the iPad and Switch are perfectly fine. Now, if it's more entertainment in the evening, I want to watch Netflix or whatever it is, then it's the iPad. Again, then I charge this at night, or whatever it may be. All three devices have pretty decent battery life, so again, I've never had that issue. So when it comes to just sizes, I prefer to just bring this one. I already know the kinks and the downside of it, but I know the workaround. I dedicate usually just one or two devices, depending on the usage again and what that battery life is at. So to me, one of the most important things is just being able to have something smaller and lighter. This thing is still heavy, it's still hefty, but again, that size is huge and very important to me. Now I will say that in the future, I think I would like to try or maybe upgrading this to something that has maybe more than just two, or maybe even having a charging brick that also allows to just do the traditional USB-A, I believe is what it is, like a 3.0 one. That'd be nice, as I do use other devices that just have the USB-A plug-in port. So that'd be something to look forward to in the future. But again, this thing has been really reliable. I like it a lot compared to the Apple one. It served me well, and I just kind of want to share that with you. I know a lot of us aren't still doing too much traveling at the time right now, but this is a great alternative if you just need extras. Now, I unfortunately have an extra one because when I first moved to Chicago, I actually forgot my charger here at home. It was underneath the desk, and just over like the panic and moving and stuff, I completely forgot it. And I didn't have a backup. I didn't have this at the time, so it didn't occur to me to look for third-party USB-C chargers. I was very nervous, very stressed out, so I just went into Best Buy, paid $80 for this thing, and it doesn't even come with a cable, so I was kind of mad at myself that I spent 80 bucks on this when I could have very easily spent, I believe this thing, I don't think I've mentioned the price. This thing currently on Amazon is 55 bucks, which is a pretty big difference between 80, especially that you get two USBs, smaller, a little bit lighter. Don't be dumb like me. Do your research. Don't panic. Don't be too stressed out. There are a lot out there. Again, Anchor is a great company. RavPower is great. I believe and I trust those brands, as well as Satechi. I've heard all great things about it. I have yet to really try any of their products, but that's something that's been around a lot on YouTube, and a lot of people that I trust in their reviews say really good things about it. So those three are great alternatives to the Apple. Save yourself that money, or spend the 80 bucks or a little bit more and get more out of it. Especially nowadays that a lot of companies ship products without any kind of charging device. So having extra ones with more than just one port is going to be more important now than ever. So again, I'll be posting this link down below to the specific one. I believe Amazon is running a little sale, like a 5 or 10% off on top of the $55. I think still by the time this video gets posted. I'm not sure, but again, I'll leave that link down below, as well as to some alternatives if you are looking for maybe a bigger one with more ports. Now again, I just wanted to quickly share something as a great alternative, as many of us just got the iPhone 12s and they don't ship out with any charging bricks. So this is a great alternative. I wanted to make sure to throw that out there. You don't buy the Apple product brick thing just for the iPhone 12. Spend something a little bit, maybe a little bit extra, a little bit more, and get more out of your money. I think this is a great alternative, but that's it for this video. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below if you guys have any other great alternatives that maybe I'd like to check out in the future compared to this one. Again, this one only has 2, but I think I'd like something maybe a little bit bigger. So comment down below your favorite Apple alternative charging bricks. It doesn't have to be specifically for Apple products, but I know that's what I use and charge the most. So again, that's it for me today, and I'll see you guys on the next one.